The Alberta government is proposing changes by reducing the property taxes of oil and gas companies, which could mean big problems for many rural communities in Alberta. Connor Chan has reaction from the county of Vermilion River on what could be coming.
Dale Sarifa, the Reeve for the County of Vermilion River, joins me today. Now, Dale, I know there's proposed changes coming to many communities across Alberta, including the County of Vermilion River, with proposed tax increases for residential and non-residential buildings. So what could this mean for the County of Vermilion River long term?
Well, for the County of Vermilion River, it's in order to meet the assessment, it's a loss of approximately $3.9 million. That could be one of the scenarios that is coming for us. There's 4 scenarios, but that's the one that the oil industry was pushing for, was scenario 4, which would be a loss of about $3.9 million. So that means either a reduction in the services we provide or even a reduction of staff.
How frustrating is it to hear about these numbers, especially in a time where we're in a pandemic and the economy hasn't fully gotten back on track?
Yeah, it's difficult to hear. We've been struggling with the economy since it would be about, say, the mid 2013, 2014. We've been looking at ways to cut back on our expenses with the oil industry, the slowdown and everything. The economy has been hurting since back then, and our agricultural industries had some major hits these past few years. So we know that we've had a lot of struggles we're working with, and now we have additional issues that we're dealing with the COVID and everything. But it's definitely combines and adds more to our issues, more that we have to think about and try and find ways to make it work out.
Have you had the chance to speak to Garth Rosewell about how you're feeling? And I know that there's lots of municipalities frustrated as well, talking to their MLAs, but what has Garth had to say about this so far?
Yes, we've had a brief chat with Garth. We're going to meet with him this week, and we are going to have some, discussions, see if he's gotten any additional information. That's what we want to know primarily, is how it's going to affect us. We haven't heard much or anything really from the government except their proposals, and primarily through the RMA. And that's where we need to get this information to know the impacts to us.
Since the information was released, was there any residents that contacted you expressing any major concerns that they had?
Yeah, well, there's always concerns, with the tax, issues that, that we have, concerns on where the taxes are. Well, we don't want to see an increase, definitely, to our residential or commercial in the area. The oil industry, if they're going to get a break, if it's going to happen, we'd like to see that somehow that money could be reinvested into our area. That would be one thing that would assist us, but we don't feel that it's proper to put the taxes onto our residents.
Is there a realistic chance that the money could be reimbursed into communities if they choose to go with this particular proposal?
Well, some are multinational oil companies, so we don't know if it's going to be reinvested into the area. We'd love to see it, get the, some businesses going and the opportunity to have a lot of, employment within the area. But there's no guarantees on this. So, I mean, it does make a difference, but we want to see what the province is proposing to us, and then we'll have a better understanding of how it is actually going to affect the County of Vermilion River.
Now, I understand there were a couple of other scenarios presented. Just take us through what some of those other scenarios are.
The first one, we would actually see a little bit of a benefit on it. We would see a benefit. The second scenario is almost like a break even. The third scenario, we would be down, I think, approximately $400,000. And the last scenario, we would be down to $3.9 million. And that's the one that the industry is pushing for. And we need to see exactly what the plan is from the province, so we can look at, have our say on what we feel needs to be done.
Well, Dale, I really appreciate your time, and thanks very much for joining me today.